Hey everybody, Matt here and welcome to this video. Today I am pissed because, this is kind of gaming related but also not really, so I thought why not talk about it on this channel. This has to do with kind of the Nintendo Switch 2, but it also boils down to some stuff I don't really like talking about. So it's something I'm very comfortable with, but also something I'm not very comfortable with talking on camera. All into one video, so yeah. First, the Nintendo Switch 2 price is around the $450, $500 range, and that on its own, listen, that's fine. That is fine by me. It's a really powerful console, so I entirely get it. The thing though is, with the Switch 2, is that the game prices are just beyond words. They are almost $100 for, either way you get it, for the games. $80 digital, and $90 possibly physical, or something along those lines. It's either 70, 80, somewhere around there. It's just the general range of what it should not be. And, it's so sad to see. People are calling Nintendo greedy, which to an extent, yes, they are, of course. But you also have to consider the fact that Nintendo makes pretty much everything in China and Vietnam, at least for the Switch 2. So, with Trump and his tariffs, coming into play, that's going to kind of change the trajectory of everything, and it's going to really affect the prices of everything, just like the console and the games themselves. So yeah, like, I guarantee you, if the tariffs were not a thing, we would be having an entirely different discussion, not about this stuff at all. Again, it's kind of also Nintendo for kind of caving in, but also you have to remember, like, it's a business decision, and I'm not defending Nintendo at all. I think it's a terrible decision to make the prices so much that, American families and children who don't have jobs are gonna look at the prices, and they're not gonna be sure if they're gonna, oh my god, if they're gonna be able to play the games because of how much they cost, So that's the main problem with the prices, is people who, children basically don't have jobs, have to rely on their parents, and parents who barely are able to make ends meet, basically. And, now Nintendo is coming out with a console that's going to cost $500 if they get the Mario Kart bundle. And on top of that, probably 2 or 3 games that are going to cost nearly $200, if not more, if they get 3 games. I would think so. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's just a recipe for disaster. They're not going to win American families like they did with the Wii, because, I'm pretty sure the Wii came with Wii Sports free. I believe so, and if it didn't, then the game barely was an add-on in terms of cost, so it's just so unfortunate to see that, the cost is, just like this, that this is a situation that's being, this is a situation that's having to be kind of being done right now. It sucks. It sucks so much. But obviously, the tariffs are a huge concern for Nintendo, and, like I stated, I'm not defending them all. It's just they're in a terrible situation, a terrible predicament with this. They released this console the first time because of these tariffs, and, yeah. Time to get into the iffy part of the video. I'm not a political expert. I think I know vaguely how the tariffs work. I'm not a person who's by any means political. I think I see the tariffs and what they imply and think I understand what the gist is. I understand there's money implications and just tax and input issues and all that. So I'm not an expert tips at all. I'm not going to pretend to be, but I do see what it is having on not only just the gaming scheme of things, but just also the stock market and all that. The stock market is not supposed to be entirely red, right? I don't think that's, stop me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's entirely supposed to be red. I think it's, might have to be green, like this right here. So, yeah, so much winning. I remember when the Orange Man once said, when he was in his, election season, pretty much going like, oh, there's going to be so much winning. We're going to do so much winning. You guys are going to be like, Mr. President, there's too much winning. Stop it. I can't take it. Too much winning and all that. And, dude, like, there's so much winning going on. It's like, man, such an astounding experience. And, you know, just such a phenomenal, you know, job that he's doing with everything. You know, the country is more together than ever. Everybody wants anything to do with us, and you know, there's definitely not a possibility that social media is blocking posts about people from other countries who are in protest for us, America, because they see what's going on. Not at all. Everything is perfectly fine and everything is perfectly safe. So, nothing to see here. It's just so much winning. Everything is okay. People are definitely not losing their jobs. Not able to, you know, not afford houses, you know. It's fantastic. I could not be happier with where the country's going, you know. So yeah, Mr. President, you are doing a fantastic job. Everybody is so happy with what's going on currently. I'm sure your supporters are thrilled to, you know, double down and defend your stupid fucking horrible decisions because they're fucking retards. Bye.